down all the way, except for that one and that one. The rest don't lay down all the way. Their gears aren't in the right spot, really. Well, you know how they make that clicky noise when they go down? It affects it. That means it skipped a gear tooth. It's skipping a gear tooth, which means it can't go down all the way. And it's just one that it skipped, not two. So yeah, it's not broken. Just because it clicks doesn't mean it's broken. This one doesn't really light up his face because the lights aren't really touching him. I think this is a bigger version than the one Spirit sold in 2009. Because the one that Spirit sold in 2009 looked a lot smaller than this one. Can't you see? This one was bought at Menards. And the one in 2009 at Spirits, you could use a foot pad on that one. This one you can. It has a remote only. Same with him. He was at Menards. The fog version is even smaller than that one. So Menards ones were bigger. The Rising from the Grave Reaper at Spirits looked the same size as him, almost, sometimes. Well, he did his 10th round of jumping up, so I think it's going to hold him for a while. Oh, back. Company this is made from. It's not Techie. I don't think it's Jimmy. This is Jimmy. Down, see? He stayed up. That one gets stuck a lot because his batteries are dead. Yeah, they're pretty dead. Oh, see, no lights. The wire's ripped right out of the wire harness. I want Demonica on. Well, he went, because his foot pad is broken. Well, it's not broken, I'll show you. Oh, the lights fell out of the pumpkin. Whoa, her head starts out slow, but it gets faster as it goes. This is the foot pad for him. It fell out of the mat. No lights on her, and no lights on her either. They're all broken, the lights. Her lights are broken, her lights are broken, her lights are broken. One eye is broken on that, and one eye is broken on that. Light up eyes are precious, don't mess with them. Well, I'm not saying that I messed with them, they just kind of ripped off because the wires ain't very good, they're not soldered very well. Wait. Batteries in there. I'm sure it's... There. See, you can tell exactly what he's gonna do because he doesn't go all the way down because I hot glued him up after I got him because I didn't think he didn't look as big as other people's did on YouTube to me. He looked a lot smaller. He wasn't, I mean, he's the same size, but he wouldn't jump as high as others. It would fully jump all the way, but it wouldn't lift up all the way. It jumps all the way, but doesn't lift all the way. And I didn't know that Ugh. And you can just tell what it's gonna do. I hope the glue wears out soon. This hot glue is really strong once it dries. Ah. I'll show you what I did. Well, I kind of hot glued the fabric onto the Velcros because they ripped right off. I don't know if I can show you. See? That right there, it's glued. It can't move away from that. That piece this piece right here would never lift up all the way when it fully jumps. These fully jump, but this wouldn't lift up all the way. I imagine it's supposed to lift up this far, but the design didn't exactly work that way. The jumping zombie is a lot bigger than this. You can tell from the video. You know what's really strange? On the Techie Toys demo videos, the jumping spider looks huge. It looks bigger than the Demonicas on there. Well, not as that big, but it looks huge. And then the jumping zombie, I think it's supposed to be bigger than the spider. It looks really puny on the video. So that's what's weird. Maybe it's just the opposite. And this is already small, and yet they're making a mini jumping spider this big. Brought up to there. But like I said on the comments on that tabletop jumping one, this one's made to scare people. The little tabletop jumping spider is made to scare cats. Ah, batteries popped out. This is the same one that keeps popping out. Well, he's still holding. I think he's gonna work for a while. And that's great. Don't have to buy a new one. Hopefully it'll last over this Halloween. Then I can cross him out on my shopping list. I know he's only $50. He's like the cheapest prop on there, but God, it'll save. Let's see, where's the remote? There is a really bad thing with this Reaper. The switch fell inside of here. That means I can't put it on sound activation. It is on remote. So either if the remote is lost, this has to go by itself, because these remote controlled ones, they can go by themselves on remote. Well, when you put them right next to each other, their antennas like kind of identify each other, and they kind of set each other off like their own remote. It's weird. But that one, even when this is off, that one has a timer when it's on remote. An automatic timer. That means it can go on off anytime. It's not set to go off in a certain time. It just goes off whenever. 2 minutes, 30 seconds, anytime. So yeah, this one can sometimes take like an hour to go. Sometimes 30 minutes, it is usually. But it can be an hour. This one doesn't really go. They're not really supposed to go, but they do. But it can't turn on sound activated, because it's switches inside. I would have to take the base apart to turn it on, but I do like it on remote. It can scare people better on remote too, because if you haven't noticed that my rising from the graves, like him, and him, they're pretty deaf. Well, especially him. He's pretty deaf. He does not go off by sound that easy at all. So remotes work if it's deaf. Like that one, and that one do not work with foot pads. They don't have a foot pad option. like these do. They're old versions. They were in 2009. Menards, and Target. They don't even have a slot to plug in an adapter. See? It's not there. That's where the foot pad is. That's a try me button. That's only made for try me button. Because when it was at Menards, it had a try me button option. Where it was off, you have to hold the button down and it'll just make the sound. I tried plugging in foot pad there. It does not work. It says foot pad, but it can't. It can't do it. It's written right here. It can't do foot pad. This is an old Techie Toys one then. I do know that these two were made in 2007, a really long time ago. And they broke after one use of going. Like the poles, the plastic gears would strip out right after 3 uses. But these ones, I got them in 2009. They are still kicking butt. And they have been used a lot. These are my favorite Rising from the Graves. They're cool. They're the only ones that have lights on them. Pretty much, well. There is more. Oh, I gotta make another video.